From elementary school on up, I loved taking art classes. I loved my art teachers. So I'm like, maybe I could be an art teacher one day. And so when I went to college, I actually went in for pre-med. And then I saw all the art kids, and I'm like, oh, they're cool. I want to be with them. I started taking art classes, and I was doing well. And so I thought, maybe I could do this. And I went back to education, and that's how I got back into art, is through teaching. And after a while of teaching, I started making my own things and started finding galleries, started finding places to show, started getting jobs. And I call it my side gig at this point, and my summer job. But that's how I got to where I am now. Hi, I'm John Lanzador. I'm an artist, art educator. I've always liked to just kind of create art for myself anyways. Even before I started showing in galleries, I would just make drawings. I kept sketchbooks. I made comic books for myself. I drew a lot just in my sketchbook. And at some point, I'm like, you know what? We should maybe start showing some of these things. And that's how it started. It's just a way to express something that you're feeling inside without having to say words. Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether it's sad or happy. It's just a way to create images, to communicate to people. You could leave it behind and somebody could walk by and look at what you've created and kind of put their own input in it. Usually when I make art, I don't tell people what it's about. I kind of want people to figure it out for themselves or create their own meaning. So my work is mostly about fun more than anything else. So I like to draw things that kind of cheer me up, that kind of gives me a little chuckle. So a lot of color, all things that are positive, I focus on. That's just kind of like the way I like to live anyways. I know a lot of artists love to draw things like therapy-wise, just to get it out of their system, that are sad or that are moody. And that's not my approach. My approach is basically to try to have fun with my artwork. As long as I'm having a good time, I'm thinking I'm doing a good job. If you want to start being an artist, basically just do it. Just start making art. I always tell people, if you want to show in galleries, if you want to become an artist, you have to make a lot of work. Once you have a body of work, then you can start showing those things. It's kind of like somebody who wants to be a writer, but hasn't written anything, and then like, I'm gonna be a writer. Just do it. If you have the drive to be an artist, make art. I get inspiration from other artists that I've seen, whether it's going to museums, whether it's going to galleries, whether it's just scanning the internet. I'll see other artists' work, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could do something like that. Or I wonder if I could draw like that. So I always try to look for new avenues. I always look for new ways to do things. I tried for myself. And what I always tell people is, if you see something you like, try to see if you could do it yourself. And even if you try to copy the exact same way, it's not gonna look the same, because you're putting a little bit of yourself on it and in it. So yeah, just keep looking at other artists' work. To learn more about art, talk to other artists. That's the main thing that I like to do, is talk to other artists. They have resources. So it's kind of like, if you get to one artist, you're like, how'd you do that? And then they leads to another artist. And the biggest thing for me right now is learning new things. YouTube videos help. If I'm like, oh, I wonder how they get resin to stick like that, I'll look it up on YouTube. The murals that I've created for artworks on the buildings downtown Cincinnati, I'm pretty proud of those, just because it's something that I didn't even think is possible for myself to eventually have something on a wall permanently in the city that I live in, and that's pretty great. Every time I drive by it, I say hello to the mural, like hello mural, just waving to it, and it's always there, so it's great. Art's fun for me. I'm an artist, you could be too. try this project.